So welcome everyone. So many names, familiar names, and some, of course, unfamiliar names on Instagram. Do you know? Do you see any familiar names there, Laia?
I do. I do see a few. Yes.
Good.
Welcome, everyone. It's good to see you all.
Yeah, so nice. So we're here today to chat about, yeah, the upcoming retreat that we sort of created together. Well, it was the team behind the scenes, Jenny and Kirsty, who and more, who came up with the idea and asked us both to join and to
Yeah.
facilitate, which is super nice to do it together. So we kind of had a little bit of an idea of the theme, and Laia would day one, and I would day two. Do day two. Do you want to tell something about your day, Laia?
Yeah, so this seasonal retreat, I think what's super important to know is like I love retreats, and I recently just started hosting them actually since 2020, as wild as that can seem. And I've always wanted to go to one of yours, so hopefully that happens quite soon. But the idea is to be able to have these sorts of times for ourselves and to retreat without having to, have the expense or travel, because sometimes we need self-care and we need it now.
Yeah.
And so I think that this is a great time. It is called the Seasonal Reset Retreat, which I think it goes with, it's toward the end of the year. And I think a lot of us, at least I can speak for myself, I take time to reflect on how things have gone and how I've been feeling, and just start to think about how I want to shift. So I think that's really how this retreat is structured. It begins with day one, which, like Esther said, that one I'm in charge of. So you get to hang out with me on that day, and basically it's just to find ways to reflect on the year and on the season. And so it will include some yoga classes, meditation, and journaling prompts, because I personally love to journal. So it's something that I love to include. So that's kind of what day one is about. So then if you want to tell them more about day two.
Yes. So first of all, Laia got, because Laia loves to journal, and you were going to do some journaling exercises. I got into it, and recently I found these journaling exercises that really really work. So I'm sharing that with you too. So you get some journaling from me. Yeah, yeah. And yes, retreats are really important. And the interesting thing is with an at-home retreat. Because normally, like Laia, when we teach retreats, we go somewhere, people come to us, and you stay for a week, and you're not in at home, which is also important because you get to really take distance from everything. Equally as important is to do it at home, where in the middle of everything, because basically in the end, that's where we need to do it. We need to find our rest, our care for ourselves, our zen, and our relaxation right in the middle of life. And so doing a retreat and making time for it in the middle of your life may seem really difficult, and so beneficial if you can do it. So this invitation is for you to take time out in the middle of your busy life and just say, okay, this weekend I'm going to do this, and not do it half, and really carve time out for it. Have your meals ready, for example. Have it maybe already pre-cooked, or get your partner or friend to cook for you. Let yourself be spoiled, and after your day with Laia, that she so beautifully described, you get to go in a little more with me, to work on your inner world. It's really good to reflect back on Laia's day, like what has helped me the last year, for example, what has worked for me. This is all so important because it's empowering. And then going in and seeing that eventually, when your inside world is quiet and calm and full of good energy, your whole outside world changes. Like everything that you perceive and that happens to you will be looked at differently. So that's what my day is going to be about. And together, that's super powerful. So I would really recommend doing both. Of course, you can do them separately. Laia's day in itself is absolutely gorgeous. My day in itself is also worthwhile, but together they bring magic.
Yes, yeah. And just to go off of what you just said, I think what's important, is this commitment, right? And this is a commitment that I find that keeps me going back to the yoga practice day after day after day. It's that when I can pause to reflect and see that it is a thread through my year or my season, right? Like that when I find the spaces to meditate and to breathe and to take care of myself, then like you said, the outer world just kind of softens a little. And so if you do have the opportunity, so this retreat, we're talking to you today, and today's December 1st. I'm just talking for the people in the future that will watch the recording after. But just keeping in mind that it is on the 10th and the 11th of December, but this is the joy of Eckhart Yoga, is that that's when it's going to be available. But from that day on, it's available whenever you need it. So if you're like, oh, this sounds amazing, but I'm not able to do it in December because life, right? You're traveling or whatever, then put it in your calendar for that one weekend that you know you'll be able to do it. Or split it like Esther said, and you can do one day this weekend or whatever weekend, and then the other day the upcoming weekend. Or if you want to, you can even spread it out and do one class a day if you wanted. I think, and you probably do the same at the retreats, because like you said, it's going on a retreat is fantastic, right? I can remove myself from the world and really take care of me and see where I am. And then sometimes we go back into the world and it's like, well, right? And so if you have these tools that are in your home and you can practice them, then it's a little bit easier to go into the outside world because you already are, right?
Exactly. And I think that's what's powerful. And I think, so I'm really hoping that you'll all take that time to really practice it in the middle of your world, in the middle of everything that's going on, and then notice how it can soften both your inside and your outside. And you have tools, like Eckhart Yoga gives you so much tools, and I'm sure there's tools beyond Eckhart Yoga that help you, that can help you to clear up your insights and to with this retreat, hopefully to realize that in the middle of everything, it matters when you take a deep breath. It matters when you take an hour of your time. And when life gets really intense, a day could reset completely, and a weekend fully, you know? So it's, So what are the things that we there's a few things that we want to...
Yeah, so I think we talked a little bit about the things that are in it, so what to expect, but really if you're trying to visualize what this would look like, just think of it as most of it is meditation and reflection and things like that. There's some recipes that will be put on there for you. So like Esther was saying, there's other resources, because it's super great to go to the yoga studio once a week and do a yoga class, but right? Like I think there's so many more pieces that we can add that bring that sense of like softness and kind of like holding ourselves. So there's several tools on there. I know I made some playlists for even like the journaling parts of it, because I like to have music in the background. I don't know if any of you have that one app that I won't mention that just did this thing this week. I listened to like 59,000 minutes of music this year. So I listen to a lot of music, so that's why that's relevant to me. But what we offer you are just different tools and ideas for you to explore. And some of them may really feel really good, and you might be like, yep, I'm going to keep this. And some of them you might be like, that just doesn't work. But that's the whole point of this retreat, or I think any retreat, is just to explore and reconnect and pick up the things that matter to you and take them with you.
Yeah, beautiful. Exactly. So the other thing that we offer you, Eckhart Yoga offers you, is that you can invite a friend to join you with the retreat. And we have like a month. You can invite a friend and give them a month for free, and there's no strings attached, I believe. So it's, well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. So you can do it by yourself. And of course, even better, invite a friend over to your house and do it together, because that's super motivational. But if you can't and you're at a distance from someone, then, give them a month free to Eckhart Yoga, and they can join you from a distance. So you can gift up to 3 friends a month this month of December. And I'm sure you can find that.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to find, actually. If you're on the website, I don't know on the app, but on the website, on the left-hand side where the menu is, if you scroll down, there's an area where it says gift a friend. And I'm pretty sure also, yes, I have the retreat page open. If you scroll down on the retreat page, it says gifting page, and you can just click on there. And you just have to make sure you do it before the 10th of December, because that's when the retreat starts. Yeah. And I actually was just talking to the team a couple of days ago, and I will be, because I also obviously have an Eckhart Yoga membership. So I do have 3, and usually I give them away to friends. And I felt really nice that I was like, all my friends are covered. I've given an Eckhart Yoga membership to every single friend right now that I wanted to. So I'm going to give them away on my Instagram. So if any of you that are here are not members, that's a way where you could perhaps get a month free and get a feel for what the retreat is like and what we do at Eckhart Yoga.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I can do that too.
Yeah.
So if anybody
Yeah.
needs a month, let me know. Yeah, that's a good idea. I've got my friends pretty much covered after all these years.
Right. I think I see some comments on here. I'm going to just scroll through really quick
Yeah,
to make
please.
sure. And if anybody has any questions, actually, I don't know if I can scroll anymore. I don't know what happened. Oh, here we go.
I'm not even sure how to scroll.
Yoga with health and well-being said, amazing. Can't wait. Thank you. Anne says, if there ever was a time to take a time out for me, marking the day in my calendar. Great, Anne. That's great.
Yes. Yeah. Good.
And then Jenny is saying that all the info is on the page. So, yeah.
Yes. All the info is on the retreats page. So yeah, if you go to Eckhart Yoga and programs, the retreat is in under the programs, and you can't really miss it. So that's where you can find any information that you're looking for. And again, remember, you can take it anytime. But if you take it the 10th and the 11th of December, the classes that we've created are then going live, and we'll be joining you.
Yeah. Kirsty's saying that she's looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And then No Dairy, No Limits says, going to make sure I'm signed up to follow the retreat. Great. That's wonderful. I was just thinking I may also take it, although it's kind of weird to practice with myself, but Irina has taught me that that's okay, that practicing with yourself is good. But I may do it because I'll be traveling on the 7th and the 8th back to Europe. And then, so that sounds like a good weekend to do it, because then on Monday I'm traveling to Amsterdam to film for Eckhart Yoga.
Yay,
so
I'm so sorry I miss you, that I'm not.
I know. I'm like the one time that I'm here, but it's going to be more often now. So
I know. And I think next time filming, you have to come to Portugal and I'll help you here.
Hey, you know what? I have not been to Portugal, so I'll say no. I won't say no to Portugal for sure.
So that's probably one way around that. Laia, would you lead us through, I think maybe if you've got 5 minutes, would you lead us through a little something?
Yeah, sure. Like a little meditation? Sure.
Yeah. Anything?
All right, well.
Just for everyone to get a kind of taste for.
Okay, we can do that. So wherever you are, just take a moment before you close your eyes to look and make sure that you know where your exits are, and like see your routes to your exits, or maybe look around at your environment, the things around you, if you're outdoors or indoors. Just kind of orienting yourself in the space that you're in, and then slowly looking up and down. And then once you feel okay, and if you want to, perhaps gaze down toward the floor, or soften your gaze, or close your eyes. And just take a moment to notice your surroundings with your eyes soft or closed. Maybe you notice the breeze or the temperature around you, the sounds of people or nature or life. And see if you can start to draw your attention closer and closer to you. As you feel your physical body and the way in which you're sitting, and the supports around you and beneath you. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it out through your nose or your mouth. And feel free to do that a couple more times. As you inhale, allow yourself to expand outward and upward. And allow the exhalation to soften you down and inward. One more inhalation. And let go. As you return to your natural breath, take a moment to notice how you feel in your body, how your breath flows, perhaps even where your mind is. And see if you can allow this moment to be okay as it is. And if you can allow yourself to be okay as you are within it. Perhaps there's something that needs to soften a bit. And perhaps you let it. Take a deep, deep breath in. And let go. And just give yourself a moment to start to bring movement back into your body. In any way that feels good. Maybe you move your head a little, or your hands, your toes, or your shoulders. And if your eyes are closed, you can start to let them open. And then, just like you did before, orient yourself.
Brilliant.
Ah.
That was a nice little mini reset in itself. Thank you.
I'm glad. And that's, I think that's what I try to remind myself, is that sometimes I don't even need a whole 30 minutes or anything. It's like the one breath sometimes is enough.
Exactly. Can you just take a few minutes? Can you just stop? And anyway,
Yeah.
Thank you. That was lovely. So I hope that's all. That all motivated you to come the 10th and to join Laia for the 10th in her day, and then hopefully the day after join me. And yeah, is there anything else you want to say, Laia?
Well, if anybody has any questions, this would be a good time to ask them. We have a few moments, so if anybody has any questions, we'd love to answer them. If you have any questions, of course, about the retreat, or perhaps how to gift some of the, the free month to one of your friends, you can ask us any questions about that. Thank you, ladies. Anne says, thank you, ladies. Finding a yoga class on Ekhart Yoga now. That's great.
Yeah, enjoy.
Wonderful.
Enjoy. Wonderful. Okay. Then we'll call it a day. Yeah. So hopefully we'll see you the 10th or the 11th. And Mimi, Lotta, you're so welcome.
Thank you, Mimi.
Yeah, exactly. The whole Ekhart Yoga team enjoys it. And yeah, so we'll see you for the retreat. Remember to take that time for yourself, to gift yourself that reset. And yeah, we love being with you for a couple of minutes. And I love being with you, Laia.
Same, Esther. It's so lovely to always share virtual space with you.
Yeah, we'll have to change that once to a live one, but we'll get there. Okay, I'm gonna.
Thank you, everyone, for being here.
How do I even stop this?
You just click on the X at the right top, and it's over.
The X, that's it. Okay.
That's it.
That's how many times I go live on Instagram.
All right. Great. Bye, everyone.